Good morning. I think you might just be able to see Rafi's flashing collar out there in the dark. Sorry for the sniffles. It's bloody cold. You might be able to hear the water lapping away. So yeah, so there's no diving. I don't think there's any fear of that with us today. So yeah, sorry about the bright lights. We're going to set up here, and probably at eye height to start off with. Not that you can't see at the moment, but eye height will do us. Maybe a touch higher. I can't see the horizon, but I know the horizon further out needs to be controlled in terms of there are some posts out there along the top of the jetty line, and if we take this image, I want to make sure that the posts are in line or slightly lower than the horizon. So I think we might need to raise up this camera to make sure that happens. So I'm going to raise it up a touch just to make sure, get that first shot in the bag, and then we can adjust from there. Let's set that focus spot wherever we can. Go. 2-second timer, 8 minutes, and away we go. A take-home lesson. What I need is a very powerful torch, so I can shine out and really illuminate one of these posts so that I can actually gain focus. So that's my plan. And so yeah, so our learning curve. I put the 23 back on because we've lost some of that light. It's now on a 4-minute exposure. We've still got this lovely light, as you can see, out here, this sort of orangey yellowy glow, but the red glow's gone, unfortunately. We've missed that, but hey, it's all part of living, learning and photography, isn't it? As I said earlier, it's still an absolutely beautiful morning, beautifully cold morning, but a beautiful morning all the same to be out and about. So fingers crossed we can nail this one. If we get this one in the bag, I'll be happy. As I said, a 4-minute exposure, straight down the throat of this little dog leg. Okay, this one's finished. So fingers crossed we've got this one. Let's have a little look. And yep, we've exposed that well. And that one's perfectly well exposed, and more importantly, it's sharp too. So that's great. There you go, Johnstone. Go get the stone. Go get the stone. Sorry, throwing stones for Rafi. There's a priority here, and it seems Rafi comes before photography sometimes. Now the reverse grad has a dark section in the centre of it, and that should, once I get this correctly aligned and in, should slide down, and you should be able to see when it gets there, this dark section will sit right on the horizon there, and it darkens that light that you can see. Now unfortunately you can also see that the top of the image is quite light, so we're going to throw on a second grad. Now let's set our exposure time. I think 60 seconds will do us, and that's what we'll hit here, 60 seconds. Oh, Rafi's brought his stone back. What a good boy. Come on, take your stone. Go get it. Okay, here's our next little jetty. Once Rafi's done his investigating and making sure that this is the right one for us, I'm sure we'll be able to set up so it wasn't actually too far for us to run along. So let's just make sure that we're always set your level first. And I think with this, there's probably a couple of things I'm going to do. I think the first thing I want to do is get these reeds that you can see left and right in focus. So I'm just going to really bump up the ISO, wait for a tiny lull, and they should be maybe not tack sharp but fairly sharp in the scene. And then I'm going to put the ISO back down to 100. ISO back down to 100. I'm going to adjust this these grads slightly. I'll come down to f7 then, so I'm going to go back up to f16. I'm just going to take that. I like that at 8 seconds. I just like the sky is so moody. It's beautifully moody, so we'll capture that. Idea for one last shot I'm not sure if this one is going to work at all. So what we're doing, shooting back towards that jetty in the distance, the one we were just on. Put the 3-stop back on. And it'll probably give us about 20 seconds possibly. I'm going completely by feel here. So if we can get about 20 seconds out of this, slightly smooth that water out, then that will do us. See what we've got. I found a couple of posts in the water that I think might make an interesting composition. Notice I'm pushing down on this tripod because it's spongy, quite spongy, this ground here, and I want to make sure we've got a solid base. So considering that these are further out than I would have liked, I'm probably going to have to either use the 32 to 64 or the 100 to 200. So I've actually come back with the 100 to 200. The 32 was just a touch too short, and I really wanted to punch in. Just adjusting the polarizer first of all because I want it off. I want glare on that water for the time being. I'll take one with the glare and one without, and we'll see where we go. So let me throw some filters on. So first of all, this Missy holder goes on. That's what's going to hold our filters. And throw in a soft grad. Let's make sure we clean it, so fingerprints off as best we can. And that's just to tame that sky a tiny bit. Just to tame it, bring it down a little bit. And then we'll throw this into aperture priority. It's my go-to, focused on one of these posts, and f/16, that's giving us pardon me, about a fifth of a second. So with a 10 stop, that should give us around about 3-ish minutes. That should be enough for us. So if I put it up to 3-ish minutes, we'll give that a go. I'll give it a 4-minute exposure, and then if I need to come back down, I will. So I'll put a 10 stop on and go for 4 minutes. Being it's around about 3.5 minute exposure, and I'm pushing it up. I sometimes just edge the f stop a touch, maybe to f18. So I think that's probably what I'll do rather than f16. I'll just put it up to f18, put it into manual, ISO 100, and we'll go up to 4 minutes. Actually, I think I'm going to pop back down. I'm going to take a chance on f16, 4 minutes. That exposure's off. So let's have a little look. And that's well exposed. So our first worry has been allayed. Secondly, let's have a look at that focus. And that focus looks pretty much spot on. So that's excellent. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed today. I've as ever, you know, I just absolutely love being out and about, even with this freezing cold compared to what I'm used to in Australia. So wherever you are, please take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, and till next time, see ya.